Okay, so what we've got here is a preacher bicep curl, obviously the focus being that we're going to be challenging the biceps. Now, you can take the coaching cues that come with this movement to a lot of bicep curl machines that will be essentially positioning the arms in this flexed position at the shoulder. And what makes this movement rather challenging when it is either a cable variation or a machine variation is that once we place the shoulder in this position is that we're going to be working the biceps in a shortened range. However, when we're working with free weights, so if you want to just take the bar for us there, Jay, when we're working with free weights, it is a little bit different. So if you come all the way through for me, mate. Because when we get to this top position, as you can imagine, the weight is pulling down. So actually there's no or little tension on the biceps in this shortened range. So actually when it comes to this movement, if we get to here, a little more, that's probably where the greatest challenge to these biceps is. So it is going to be working the biceps in a more mid-range position. Now, in terms of this actual exercise and the setup cues, what you want to make sure is that the seat height is positioned so that the upper arm can be really pressed down into the preacher bench. And then in terms of the grip, really we're just going for something that feels relatively comfortable. I think it's important to make note that we're using an easy bar here rather than a straight bar. Again, reasoning for that is because for pretty much all human beings to be pushed into this position by a straight bar just goes against our anatomy, and for anyone that has concerns around the elbow joint, that might exacerbate problems. Really, again, if you have got elbow problems and you do struggle with this, you might even benefit from maybe a single arm approach, or like I say, using something like a cable that's going to provide a little bit more of a constant tension. So coming back to this particular exercise, we're thinking about driving the upper arm, the back of the upper arm down into the pad. We're going to allow the arm to extend down. Again, this is a range that I've assessed for Jake, and he's safe and he's got strength within this range. And then from there, he's going to think about contracting his biceps, pushing down into the pad and bringing the bar through as he curls through, contracting the biceps hard throughout, and then controlling the weight away, thinking about stretching the forearms away from the elbow for a good stretch of the biceps. So do that again for me, mate. Now, typically what you will see is there are some common mistakes here where people will load the bar up too heavy, or maybe the cable or the machine, depending on what they're using, and you'll see that this shoulder wants to almost roll forward. We'll see that it wants to move. This area shouldn't move. This should be fixed in a still position, and the only thing that we should really be seeing movement from is the elbow. So just do that one more for me. You can see that the shoulders are staying in a nice position, contracting the biceps forcefully, and then we're controlling that forearm away to finish.